Hello. In this video, we'll be discussing what the Event tab is used for, how to create alerts in the Event tab, as well as how to start creating your own saved searches so you can create your own customized alerts. This and more is coming up to you now. So the first thing you're going to want to do is to go to the Events page. That way we can begin looking at your events. So once we're on the event page, you will see that there will probably be an empty list of events as well as no events over time yet, since we have to create the events first. But since I'm using a pre-existing machine, we already have this starting to populate. So starting from the top, you have a list of events right here, going from logging, low, medium, and high severity. We have a bunch of low severity ones, which are good. We also have the dates right here. We can change this depending on what dates we want to see the events between. Right now it's just between November 5th and 6th. Next, below that, we have a basically kind of like a timeline of when these events came in. So we can see that at 11:05, 22:36, we had approximately 15 low events come in within that time. And we can kind of get a general picture of what is going on our box. Next, we have the events list. This will basically be the list of events that are shown up here, but just with individual logs themselves. And if we want to see more of each log, we can click the little eyeball icon next to each one of them, see what information's in here. This is extremely useful, especially for Windows logs and stuff like that, since this can also show that type of information. As well as if we close out of this, we can also dismiss them if we don't really want to see them. All you have to do is click this button right here, and now that log will no longer be shown, and the way you would find it is by going under dismissed over here. So next up we have monitors and alerts. So let's start with alerts. And this is the alerts page. This is actually where alerts are created and where you are able to create alerts that generate the events that you saw on the events page. So as you can see, there's already one up. This is the one that we saw earlier, creating events. And if you want to edit it, all you have to do is click the edit alert button, or if you wish to delete the alert entirely, you can just click the delete this alert button. Now you can also create your own alerts by going up to here, and you will see that you have to choose between templates or saved searches. Saved searches are made on the Discover tab, which can be used to kind of create your own customized search. We'll get to that in a little bit. As for templates, they're made by basically NeQter, and they're used as base templates, as the name implies, in order to create an alert that monitors the box itself. So from templates, we'll start off. So these are all of our templated alerts. We have administration login. So if at any point someone if someone is able to successfully log into our NeQter box, we can actually have it detect that. If there's any login failures, not just on our box, but also on other systems, we can detect that as well. We also have low disk space, no disk space, domain policy change, etc. All of these are base templates that you can use in order to start creating your own. So the one that we highly suggest you start off with is the low disk space. The reason why is because if the disk space reaches below a certain percentage, the box will begin to kind of shut down services in order to protect its data integrity. So that could mean that the box isn't collecting logs anymore, isn't creating events, etc. Basically not doing as it's supposed to function. So what you want to do is you want to kind of stop it before it reaches that point, and that's what this is for. So what you can do is add this like so, leave it as is. But just to give an example, let's start from the top and go down. So name, that just tells you the name of the alert. The search, this is actually what it uses. Those save searches from earlier, those are actually located here as well. This is just using a template for now. So under this, you can see that this is the search we use in Discover in order to create this alert. Next, it has severity. This just tells you how severe the log is. None means it's basically just logging info. It has nothing of import. Low means while it is important, it isn't a vital issue. Medium tends to be kind of the borderline, like it's vital, but it isn't quite there. It's vital enough where you should take a look at it, but it doesn't mean that you should start shutting everything off, looking for everything, etc., etc. High, on the other hand, basically means emergency. This is an emergency alert. This needs to be looked at immediately for something could have went wrong. This is how we usually categorize it, but other companies might categorize it as something else. It's really up to you, but this is what the severity is here for, is to kind of segregate alerts into different types of not not really high priority, kind of need to be prioritized, and high priority type of things. Next, you have occurrences and time. So these two work hand in hand. So currently we have, if there are 5 occurrences within an hour, an alert is generated. So if we have low disk space detected in logs 5 times within an hour currently, then we will get an alert every time that's done. So if we want to have this, so it's up to you how often you want it. Usually the templates give a decent, pretty good area to start off, but if you're getting alerts a lot, and it's usually tends to be false positives, you can possibly increase the occurrences to kind of eliminate some of those if you're getting spammed a lot. Or you could do a few other neat tricks such as increase time to days, or maybe decrease it to minutes if it's not detecting it enough. It really depends. For templates, you really don't have to mess with occurrences and time usually, but for other save searches, you might want to increase or decrease the occurrences and time depending on your needs. This is mostly based off of what you want to group it by. It this you don't really need to touch too often. That's more of a added feature for those who really want it. Description, if you want to give it kind of like a quick description, if you're just looking at it quick, it's there just mostly to help the person who's going in here to figure out what's going on. Like again, this is just telling me, hey, if your system is near drive capacity, this is what the alert does. The description is more for you than anything else. It's just to kind of give you an idea of what's going on. And finally, we have email slash user. So what this does is it actually sends an email out to you in order to inform you what's going on. Now you can either have it send it to a direct email. So let's say I want to send it to example@example.com or something. There you go. Or if I already have an email associated with the user, I can select user instead. And then let's say I want to do admin, I can add it to that. And now whichever email is associated with admin will get an email as well for this alert. And you can delete them like so. And you can include event that triggered the alert as well, and that will just give more information. So once that is all done, all you do is click save, and now you have a new alert ready to go. Last but not least, we have monitors over here. This is actually discussed more in detail under the network monitoring video as well as the documentation for network monitoring. So if you want to find out more, see the previous video, or you can actually check out our documentation at docs.nectarlabs.com right over here. And it will go into more discussion on how to set up monitors over at this page. So returning back to alerts, we're going to talk about now finally the from safe search. So basically what this does is it brings up a blank alert creation page. There's no templates, no nothing. It is available for you just to kind of create your own customized alert. You can give it as many occurrences as you want, etc. And then you can select from these number of searches that are either pre-created or created by you. So for example, we have some pre-made alerts for Windows. We can have it be every time a failed user login is detected, we can have it do this. But let's say you want to create your own alert, like your own safe search. What you can do is actually close out of this quick, and then you can go to the Discover tab. So from this page, what you're able to do is actually create your own alerts using filters and KQL queries. So for example, if I wanted to create an alert based off of Windows, the logs you're collecting from Windows currently, and I wanted to see all alerts having to do with, I don't know, I want to see anybody trying to contact any object handled, let's say. So if I want to see any alert with object handling with the event ID of 4656, I can actually filter for this value. Up here now we have a filter, and then what we can do is we can save it as a saved search. So now we can save it as object handling. Confirm your save. And now we have a saved search created. And now next what you can do is you can go to alerts, create alert from saved search. And now if you look over here, we now have a new search made, and we can create a customized alert from here. This is really useful if you want to create your own types of alerts that aren't necessarily covered under the templates or the pre-made ones. Another feature you can do is you can actually open up old alerts. For example, let's say I want to see alerts made for low disk space. Once we have this open, as you can see, it's just detecting the health of the NeQter box, which thankfully there's no logs for. But what we can do is we can actually apply the same exact alert to metrics because it uses the same thing. So now, if I was to create a saved alert for this, save as new, low disk space metrics, we can now use the same exact setup, but this time it's now going to apply it to only metrics. So now if we were to create an alert from saved searches, look at that. There's a lot of stuff you can do with this tool. It really is up to you to kind of explore around, just kind of mess with it, see what you want, see what you can do. If you ever need any help with it, of course, you can always check out our documentation site, like previously stated, or you can call us, well, not call us per se, but email us at support@nectarlabs.com. And with that, our demonstration of the events page is complete. The next video we will be discussing how to create a vulnerability scan so that you can begin testing your network for vulnerabilities that you will need patched up to become NIST compliant. We hope that you enjoyed this video and hope that you find it very informative. Good luck making events out there.